Hello again. I want to just point out again, remember that I've told you my videos are raw. They don't get edited because I'm just putting out truth, and truth can stand by itself. A lie will fall every time, but truth can stand by itself. Before I get into today, I just want to say, those of you who I send my videos to over text, this is the last time I'm doing that. So if you like getting my videos and getting to listen to them, please subscribe. If you don't like getting them, well, you're not going to be bothered anymore after this one. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody who does listen. And I hope I come off with love and true tenderness and caring for others. Because a lot of what I say goes against a lot of what people teach. And I don't toot my own horn because there's nothing special about me, but I do want people to know the truth. Today, I'm going to talk about why faith demands evidence. Your faith should have substance. In other words, your faith should be substantial. If you're one of the Christians who states you believe and you believe with blind faith, please quit telling people that because it's truly asinine. Blind faith is no faith at all. Anyone trusting in blind faith has no reason to trust whatsoever. Why are you believing in something without proof? You might as well believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. You're saying, I believe something, but I have no proof for it. And that is ridiculous. And let me give you a more adult example. Let's say you and I are entering into a legal agreement, and you don't know me from Adam, but you need to sign the contract. But I tell you, don't read it, just sign it, because you can trust me. You don't know me, like I said, but I'm telling you, you can trust me. So you blindly sign, not reading anything, and the contract just happens to hide all kinds of fees, but the damage is done because you trusted without checking. In other words, blind faith. Blind faith will get you in trouble, especially when all those hidden fees come to the forefront, especially when you're questioned on your faith and you can't give a decent answer. It's going to cost you. Like I said, blind faith is no faith at all. It's tremendously foolish. It can turn your own judgment off at exactly the time you need it most. Matter of fact, God tells us to test all things, meaning we have to use judgment. But yet, blind faith, you just turn that judgment off. Hebrews 11:1 even tells us, and what is faith? Faith gives substance to our hopes and makes us certain of realities we do not see. Does not seeing mean the same thing as not having proof? Tell a blind man he has no proof a chair exists. Faith gives substance. Faith is substantial. And this makes us certain of the realities we do not see. So as believers, our faith is substantial because it holds up to scrutiny. Your blind faith will not hold up to scrutiny. Please quit telling people you have blind faith, and I'm going to teach you in this short video why you don't have to have blind faith. In other words, what's the substance that is behind or should be behind ours or my faith, making us certain of what we believe. I'm going to tell you, and I hope maybe you'll write this down or log it in your memory bank so you know how to use it. But before I do, I just quickly want to say, when you learn something, give credit to where you learned it or who you learned it from. If you pass out info but don't give credit to where it's due, that could come back to bite you right in the rear end. If you're trying to come off like you're the all-knowing and you're just the smartest guy by passing off as yours what belongs to another, that will come back to get you, especially since Jesus tells us pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before the fall. Someone trying to be something they're not is pride and arrogance. There's nothing wrong with using other people's material. I do it all the time. Just don't act like it's yours and that you are just some really super knowledgeable, intelligent guy. Like I watch Wes Huff sometimes. The guy's only in his 30s. And I sit back and scratch my head and say, man, I've been studying the Bible forever. And this guy, how can anybody be that smart? But you know what? The Lord works differently with each one of us. And the Lord hasn't called me to be Wes Huff. He's called me to be Paul. And that's who I am. Give credit where credit's due. So in a prior video, you've heard me give credit to Ray Comfort, where I said, check out his channel, Way of the Master. And by the way, it's actually called Living Waters. I'm always going to give credit to my former pastor, Dr. Ron Smith, former pastor of Church of the King, McAllen, Texas, who is now with the Lord. I'm just going to give credit where credit's due. When I go on with these videos weekly, if I find something else out, I'm not going to act like it's mine if I got it from someone else. And if I get some real revelation through reading my Bible, then I'm going to give credit to the Holy Spirit. So let me get back. I know I went on a little bunny trail. What's the substance behind my faith, and what is the substance that should be behind any Christian's faith? Now, what I'm going to share here, it's from Voddie Baucham. The reason I have faith in the Bible, which is the backbone of my faith, and it should be the backbone of any Christian's faith, why I have this faith is very, very simple. I believe the Bible because it's a reliable source of historical documents written by eyewitnesses in the presence of other eyewitnesses. In other words, it was verified. There were people there who could read what the people were writing, so it's verified. They also claim supernatural events that took place according to specific prophecies. Let me say that again. They claim supernatural events that took place according to specific prophecies. Do you know just Jesus fulfilling the 48 prophecies attributed to him is given the odds of 10 to the 157th power? That's just the prophecies about him. I'm not talking about the miracles that he did and stuff, just the prophecies concerning Jesus, 10 to the 157th power. And with that being known, none of the eyewitnesses who could have said no when the Bible was being written never said no, that didn't happen. They verified it. Finally, because I know the two prior statements are true, when they claim the writings are divine rather than from human origin, because the rest is true, I know the final statement is true. And that's substantial, giving me substance to my faith. Add on top of that all the reading that I do. And I'm going to let you know, I say this humbly, I'm a voracious reader. I have read the works of Josephus, and I mean the Antiquities and the War of the Jews. And Josephus was not a Christian when he wrote those things. And here's the sad thing. Many times I've had Christians say, well, I can't agree with you. I've read the works of Josephus, and I just question them on the War of the Jews. I can ask a few questions, and these are Christians, and I find out they're lying. Once again, pride, arrogance. Don't get caught up in that stuff. The writings in the War of the Jews, that bolsters my faith even more. And as I said before, Josephus was not a Christian when he did those writings. Due to his writings, I personally can read the book of Revelation without being affected, or maybe I should say infected, with the comic book eschatology we have going on today, and the thousands of times people have declared Jesus is coming back on such and such a date, or this war with Iran, it's the final sign. It's all hogwash, and that's going to upset some people. Some people might turn off the video right there. They might unsubscribe. Why are people afraid to learn? How many times do they have to get this wrong before they admit there's a problem with what they're teaching? Or better yet, how many times do so many Christians have to be duped before they say to themselves, there's a problem with what and who I'm listening to? The Bible isn't wrong, they are. With all the reasons I have for having a strong, substantial faith, last but not least, I have the Holy Spirit, which in Romans 8:16, and I know I can believe the Bible because of what I just shared with you. In Romans 8:16, it tells me, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. Who are the children of God? Everybody says, everybody's the children of God. No, those of us who believe can be called the children of God. I hope I've made some really strong points for you. I hope you'll at least think about, mull it over in your mind, what I'm trying to share. And like I said, please subscribe and hit that notification button. And I'm just glad that I get to do this. God bless you all, and I appreciate you listening. See you next time.